Here's our treacherous hurricane.
Broke out my rain jacket.
Is he coming? Is it coming? We're just gonna go real cheap, real nasty. I have just had the ingenious idea.
I think it was Kiara said, "Oh, what are you going to do with that? That's a nice traveller there." He said, "Do you want it?"
We've been Smurfs before, and now we are Oompa Loompas. Check out them out. Almost 2 years ago, we left it all behind for a chance at the sailing adventure of a lifetime.
It has not been smooth sailing since then, but together we are learning and laughing our way through.
Our hope is that if we laugh long enough, we can make our merry way around the world.
And this
is a Millennial Falcon. We left you with the news that Tropical Storm Gonzalo was forming over the Atlantic Ocean and heading straight towards us in Carriacou in the southern Windward Islands.
Can't believe that we're having to deal with this, but Hurricane Gonzales, or Gorgonzola, or Gonzales, is making a beeline for us.
Our options for riding out the potential hurricane were either in the nearby mangroves, hauling our boat in a boatyard, or if all else failed, bunkering down with every anchor we had set out in the open and somewhat dubious holding of Tyrrell Bay. After scouting for potential spaces in the mangroves, we deemed it too shallow for our 6-foot draft, as well as very full of other boats. Calls to boatyards seemed equally fruitless, as every boat in the anchorage had the same idea, and consequently the yards were booked up. Our last and only option was to face Gonzalo at anchor in Tyrrell Bay. Then the phone rang.
We've just had a text from Carriacou Marine. It was a last-ditch attempt to get a haul out. We just decided it wasn't worth taking any chances, and they said, "You're booked in for 2 o'clock today."
The decision to haul the boat out not only allowed us to strap it down for a hurricane, but also to replace the pesky cutlass bearing that had started rattling from recently realigning our engine.
So we had a look below, and I don't know if the keen amongst you probably noticed in the clip when we were down there that as I was shaking the shaft there was some movement, and you could definitely hear the doo-doo-doo-doo, which can only mean that the cutlass bearing is cooked. And the only thing that I can think of, and I'm quite sure this is what it is, we have realigned the engine.
Given that we now had 2 reasons for the haul out, we decided to go ahead. Within 2 hours the boat had been hauled out and we were tied down. We then set about stowing everything below and preparing for bad weather. Here's our treacherous hurricane. In the morning it was downgraded again to, it's already downgraded to a tropical storm, and now it's been downgraded to about 35 knots or so. So we're just going to come and have a look out at the bay, and a lot of rain has passed this morning, and we're just going to come and have a look at how empty the bay is.
My thoughts are, if I'm honest, I'm mildly disappointed.
Yeah? Why?
We got a little grumble and some thunder. I think we'll get a blow later, but we worked for like a couple of hours yesterday.
Doing what? Taking things down?
Taking things down.
Yeah.
Broke out my rain jacket.
No rain. I'm not going to say that there's blue sky. Oh! Yeah, I can see a patch of blue sky right there. We feel a bit stupid just sitting downstairs, just, is it coming? Is it coming? So we're just going to start at least taking the propeller off and just do some stuff. This is just silly. There is just hardly any wind. There's like 10 knots of wind here. It's ridiculous. It's forecasted at the moment to be about 25. That afternoon we got stuck into removing the propeller and replacing the cutlass bearing, a job that after realigning our engine was recommended. While the propeller and the housing came off easily, the cutlass bearing was more of a nuisance to get out. After a few too many swear words were caught on camera, it was promptly turned off. But the next day we replaced the cutlass bearing and had the propeller looking like new again. So it's the middle of the day, which means that pretty much all of the yard is just on a break because it's way too hot to work and do anything pretty much. I've been to the shop and it's very unfortunate, but Adam and I have decided to do another coat of anti-fouling, and we actually only did it about 4 months ago, but we were an anchor for pretty much the majority of those 4 months while we were on lockdown. I'm pretty certain that not moving, not sailing, and not doing anything but anchoring on your boat means that the anti-fouling just is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There was so much growth in our hull in just 4 months. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go real cheap, real nasty, and just put the cheapest that we can put on there, cheapest that we can buy on there, and see how we go. This did mean that some sanding was in order, so for the next couple of days we prepared the hull for a new coat of paint. Day 4 in the yard. We've had our morning banana pancakes, and now we are working our way onto a new traveller project. This obviously was an unexpected project in the yard, but we've sanded the hull. Adam has changed out the cutlass bearing, and now I'm going to let him talk to you about the traveller.
So we've become neighbours with my mate Trev over here on Diva, and just in chatting the other day, he decided he didn't want a traveller and was going to turf it, or was going to give it away. Actually, I don't think he decided what to do with it, to be honest. But we were chatting, and I think it was Kiara said, "Oh, what are you going to do with that? That's a nice traveller there." He said, "Do you want it?" We of course jumped at the chance, because we have no running rigging on our current traveller car, and therefore it's kind of useless under load. You wouldn't dare mess with the pins while it's under load, so you really can't adjust the traveller.
The reason why we don't have any running rigging for our traveller is because the traveller was created in the 1980s when our boat was, and they've since stopped making any attachments for our track, so you can't buy any carts, you can't buy anything for it. Our only option was to replace it if we wanted to actually be able to use our traveller with the bits and pieces that usually go on a traveller.
So yeah, this is a Gahur, or however you say it, and it's really nice. I stripped it down yesterday, and it all came apart perfectly well. There was no corrosion, no stuck bolts, nothing. I'm really surprised that Trev's given it away, but he's got no time for that. So yeah, we're going to pull the old traveller track, and this has got a curve on it. So Kiara went into town yesterday and picked us up a nice big chunk of mahogany, 3-inch board of mahogany, and so I'm going to cut essentially what you see here. I'm going to replace with a new mahogany piece that matches the curvature of this traveller track, and that's that. And hopefully we'll have a really nice new traveller. I reckon this used to be a piece of like door track of some kind or something, and they've just drilled and modified it.
No wonder we can't find carts for it.
Yeah.
Ah, what a fine piece of wood that is.
Just got to make sure I don't bollocks up the cutting. So that's the taper of what used to be down on the deck. So if I use this to scribe the curvature, then this should lay nicely over the same spot. Exactly. And then it's just a matter of doing the same process at a sufficiently high point to match the curvature of the traveller track, and then install.
While Adam got stuck into measuring our new traveller, I started painting the prop. So this stuff is called prop glide, sorry. I don't know, Adam will fill you in later on what it does.
it's a cheaper version of prop speed, and it's all we can get here really.
Yeah, so we've decided not to use anti-fouling on her, but what this stuff does is it's meant to, I guess, put a bit of a silicone layer over your prop. It repels animal growth, and so we've decided to use this one because it should make the prop a little faster maybe. One of the boats over here that's bigger than ours bought enough for his boat, and it turns out that it's actually enough for 3 propellers, 3 different boats. So we've all just used, whenever he's finished on his coat, he's passed the can around, and we've all kind of used the same can for 3 different propellers and saved ourselves a lot of money. So if you're tempted to do that in future, then I would share this, because it's not the cheapest of stuff, but it's not obviously not too bad when you split the cost by 3. I love the colour.
Really? Could be a slightly golder tinge.
Really? One piece, 3 minutes. How long do you think it will take to do the whole thing?
Yeah, but I gotta get a curve. Yeah, one cut at a time. So we don't have any power tools on board, and no one we know has any either that can get through 3 inches of mahogany. And it's a public holiday today, this weekend, and on Monday. And the boys in the yard been promising that they'll have someone, have someone that's got a tool that I can use to cut it. But it's been 3 days now and nothing's eventuated, and I'm sick of waiting for it. And I really want to do this. If I have to cut it this way, then I want to do it while we're out of the water, and I have this nice setup. And frankly, I'm really sick of working in the engine base. I mean, in the anchor locker. So I figured I'd come out here and blow off some steam on this piece of mahogany. But it's going to be tough to get the shape. Anyway, just persist.
I have just had the ingenious idea to really start with the radial saw. It's called radial saw. So at least he can just make a small indent first with a power tool, and then just use half the amount of effort to finish off the rest of the sawing.
She's clever.
I'm a clever one, apparently. Until it breaks, and then it's all my fault.
Come on. You can do it. You're so close. Oh.
The battery ran out.
Full of sawdust.
Adam's soda addiction is back in full swing. Okay, so before Adam goes and jumps in the shower, I'm going to show you what colour he looks today. So we've obviously in the yard gone from various colours. We've been Smurfs before. Okay, random footage.
So excited!
Like half a Smurf. And now we are Oompa Loompas. Check out them out.
Oh, what's an Oompa Loompa look like? Oh yeah. Yeah. And then green
You
hair.
look so orange. Oh, but how is your progress on your new Traveller?
It's kind of an empty victory.
Oh, why?
Basically today I turned a big plank of wood into a small plank of wood.
When you say like
And
that.
exercised my right arm a lot. That came out wrong.
I know. Oh dear.
We're just using a wood saw and a couple of radial saws and a grinder. Had to whittle this thing down to what you see here. It's coming along. It's actually come up a lot better than I thought. I need to work on the deck curvature still. Like I just sized it up and it's about that far out on each extreme, so I've got to take a little bit out of the middle and just keep working on it. But yeah, the track fits nicely, and another day or so and it's going to be really nice. I think it'll take a nice colour too when it's varnished up. Yeah, that's Kiara's job, that's right. And now I'm gonna go fall in the ocean.
You're gonna go for a swim?
Yeah.
None of
You're gonna de-umpa lumpify
Exactly. None
yourself.
of my clothes are worthy of saving, so I'm going straight in the water with me.
I spent most of the afternoon doing boring clothes washing. So if Adam can do the clothes washing himself by going in the water, I have no objections. And you still have time for a backflip, still have the energy.